Hello to all my wonderful viewers. Welcome to my little cottage garden in Cambridgeshire in the UK. Thank you so much for all your kind and thoughtful wishes and words of condolence on the passing of my mom. I read them all and they've been a great source of comfort to me. This has been a rather slow week for me in the garden. I decided to take things easy and just enjoy the sights and sounds and creatures all around me. We've had a real mix of weather in the last week. It's been wet some days, very windy on other days. But there's also been a few dry, sunny days, and I spent most of those in the garden. It's been quite soothing watching things change as we transition gently from late spring into early summer. Some days I notice a new flower or a bud or a new creature, or I just gain a new perspective on something in the garden. I had to be away for a few days, and when I got back, my new hydrangea was looking very droopy. Apparently, there had been 3 days of warm, dry weather, and it was really thirsty. Thankfully, no permanent damage had been done, and it perked up quickly after a drink of water. This achillea was very dry too, but its foliage quickly recovered its soft bounciness after I watered it. It was a good reminder that plants that have been recently moved and plants growing in pots need to be watered really often. The garden had some gifts waiting for me when I got back. One of the gifts was the first ripe strawberries. Some peas were ready for picking too. I only planted these peas out about 5 weeks ago, and it's quite astonishing how quickly they've grown. I ate the peas raw, and they were so delicious that I went back outside after I had them and sowed a fresh batch so I can have a second harvest in midsummer. I've been gardening in this space for 4 years now, and each year I learn something new. This native iris has been growing here for 4 years, and this is the first year it has flowered. I've been pleasantly surprised to see how popular these flowers are with the bees. I've come close to digging up this plant many times, but now I think I'll keep it. This is another interesting plant I found here when I came. It dies back in autumn and comes back every spring, and I let it grow because I like the foliage. And I figured it was some sort of a lily, but it never flowered. And then this year, it surprises me with this enormous burgundy flower. Google tells me this is a dragon lily, and I can see why. It certainly has a prehistoric look to it. The flower lasted a whole week, but it's wilting now. It's been quite a spectacle. There is this huge Philadelphus that blocks out the morning sun from part of my garden. It has never flowered, and I had almost decided to dig it up last year, but then someone suggested I might be pruning it wrong. So last year I didn't prune it at all, and I was excited a month ago to find buds on it. And a week ago it burst into full flower. Apparently, it flowers on the previous year's wood, which I had been pruning away every winter, so it never got a chance to set buds. Now that I understand the plant, I'll try and shape it better next year so it doesn't take up quite so much space. The only garden job I actually did this week was to try and sort the gap that was left after I moved my alliums last week. But rather than plant something permanent in the gap, I decided on a temporary solution. So I installed a large pot in the gap, and I'll leave it there through the summer. I can either place other pots into the large pot or I can place them on top of it while I work out what to do longer term. And I did this because I think that entire bed needs a makeover, and that would best be done in the autumn or next spring. But then this bed is right outside my kitchen door, and I don't want to have to be looking at that gap all summer. There are other jobs waiting to be done in the garden. My dahlias, for instance, need to be potted up. And I have these sunflowers that need to be planted out in the garden. And the bramble is really getting out of control. There are quite a few aggressive shoots that have sprung up in the last couple of weeks. But somehow I didn't feel like doing any of those jobs this weekend. And so I didn't. I did what I felt like doing, which was to fill my house and garden with tiny cut flower arrangements and just sit in the garden sipping tea and watching the bees. And I will get to those jobs. But for now, I think I just want to be. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. And I hope to see you again next week.